There are 5 things God allocated to man when he created man. Number 1 was his glory. He said, let us make man, Genesis 1:26, in our own image. The image of God is the essence of God. That is his glory. And that's why Romans 3:23 said, Romans 6:23 said, for all have sinned and falling short of the glory of God. So God created us to operate at the realm of his glory. The second thing God gifted man was his likeness. That is his righteous character. So man was supposed to live exuding the character and the abilities of God. Let us make man in our likeness. And so when the man fell in John 8:44, the Bible said, you are of your father the devil, and he said, the lust of your father shall you do. So he descended from manifesting the attributes of God to manifesting the attributes of the devil. The third thing God gave man was his presence. The Bible said, in the cool of the day, the voice of God came walking in the garden. So there was an experiential fellowship that existed between God and man. That is where Adam downloaded realities from. Everything Adam wanted to do on earth, he looks it up from the realm of God and he downloads it to this realm. That's how Jesus lived when he walked on the earth. He said, everything you see me do is what I see my father do that I do. So the essence of that union was for us to download heavenly possibilities to our earthly realm. So he gifted us his presence. And when the man fell, God drove him out of the Garden of Eden. Eden simply means the abode of God's presence. And so when he fell, he drove him out of that place, because there are too many divine possibilities in that realm that if left, he would download in corruption, and those things are sacred. So God had to eject him. The fourth thing God gave man was his authority, his dominion. So man had the capacity to exercise God's government on the face of the earth. In Genesis 1:28, it said, let them have dominion. It said God blessed them and said, be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion. He had to bless them for them to be able to have dominion. The word bless simply means to empower to prosper. So dominion is an inherent ability or capacity a man possesses that makes him to prosper regardless of the circumstance. That's why I said, as thou knowest not how bones are formed in the womb of her that is with child, that is how you know not the ways of God. So a man who has dominion, every other person can be stranded, not him. Things can be wrong, not him. It said when men are cast down, say there's a lifting up, because you are living from a superior realm. You are not living at the realm of the natural man. You are living from the realms of God. And so even if the foundations of the earth were to crumble, you will still survive. Are you seeing that? But it is God's authority that mandates man to function at that frequency. And finally, what God made available to man was his life. In Genesis 2:9, he said he planted different trees in the garden, and he said in the garden was also the tree of life. So God did not want man to live by the animal life. And when you study the subject of life carefully, like I've taught you before, there are 3 orders of life. There is the life of the blood, which is the animal life. Leviticus 17:11 said the life of the flesh is in the blood. That's what every animal has. And that's why animals have no choice but to live naturally, because they operate by the blood life. It's called bios. But there is also another life in the soul that gives you the ability to cognitively interpret things that you see that animals cannot. The reason we have the ability to speak cognitively, the reason we have the ability to invent, to create, and to do things animals cannot attempt, is because we have a superior kind of life, the soulish life. And in Genesis chapter 2 from verse 7 to 9, the Bible said God took of the dust that was on the ground and he formed the man there, and he said he blew into his nostrils and the man became a living soul. That's the soulish life. It's called suche or suke. That's what gives you the ability to operate at a frequency higher than the animal realm.